Well, good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don with you on your New Year's Day 2022, and we are going to talk about the possibilities of some severe weather across the southeastern United States for tonight and into early tomorrow morning. It is 11:04 a.m. Central, 12:04 a.m. Eastern on your New Year's Day 2022. I hate that we have to have this discussion this morning, but we are going to tell you what we think is going to happen as we move forward throughout the remainder of your New Year's Day, and then primarily during the overnight. I think that's where the concern is going to be. First, let's talk about the Storm Prediction Center Convective outlook for today. You can see that we have a mess setting up across the southeastern United States. We have a slight risk of severe weather all the way down to the I-85 corridor. And then below that, down in south central, southeast Alabama, middle and southern Georgia, we're looking at a marginal risk in Georgia down to about Macon. And then in South Georgia, should be a nice day today. That may change tomorrow. But across East Alabama and West Georgia, part of our coverage area is covered under the slight risk category, and then part of it is covered under the marginal risk category. The last time we met, that enhanced area, which is the brown area, that's a 3 out of 5, with 5 being the strongest, actually made it down into East Alabama. Early this morning, the Storm Prediction Center carved that area back just a little bit and pushed it back north because the latest computer guidance is suggesting that a warm nose of air will slip in on top of the colder air that's going to be trying to filter into East Alabama and West Georgia late tonight and into tomorrow morning. And with that warm nose, it helps stabilize things. You know, you have to have hot and cold mixing to get severe weather. Well, if you have primarily warm or primarily cold, then that will lessen the chance of severe weather. So they're banking on the computers being correct here, and that we will get a warm nose in on top of the cold air, which could lessen the threat of significant severe weather across East Alabama. Now, you got to be real careful there, and I'm almost wishing the Weather Service had not done this, because it sends a message that maybe this is not going to be as significant as it could have been. And that is correct. But I don't want you to let your guard down, because we still have a significant threat of severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. So remember that. You see these graphics and you hear some of the other amateur meteorologists on Facebook talking about it. Don't take the wrong message away from this. There is still a significant threat of severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia, even though that enhanced risk area has been pushed a little bit further to the north. Remember, Mother Nature knows nothing about all this stuff us humans do. She could care less. Case in point, yesterday afternoon across central and west central Georgia, we had two what they call low precipitation supercell thunderstorms form at the exact same time, about 75 to 100 miles away from one another. Both of those storms went tornadic almost at the exact same time. It only lasted for just a couple of 5 minutes or so, and then it was all gone, and the storms dissipated. And these type of supercell thunderstorms don't happen east of the Mississippi. Pretty amazing stuff yesterday afternoon. We didn't see it coming. Had no idea that was going to happen. Very little rain, almost no lightning output, no hail. The storms were extremely small in nature, yet they caused a significant amount of damage in both situations. In Covington, Georgia, we ended up with 6 people injured. 4 of them were transported to the hospital. Thankfully, none of it was severe injuries, all non-life-threatening. But still, we had damage to a middle school, damage to a Chick-fil-A, multiple vehicles were turned over. Just incredible stuff that just doesn't happen, but it did yesterday. So the point I'm trying to make here is, even though we're saying this morning that maybe we're not looking at as widespread severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. That's just a computer telling us that. We've got to be on our P's and Q's. We've got to be ready for this. So prepare for it this afternoon. So that's what we're looking at. Slight risk of severe weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. I think the timing is primarily after midnight tonight, probably towards sunrise tomorrow morning, before that main line pushes through East Alabama and West Georgia. Now, prior to the arrival of that main line of storms, we could certainly have some thunderstorms develop out ahead of that main front. So we could see scattered showers and thunderstorms pretty much at any time now, all the way through this time tomorrow, though the main show doesn't come until we get that main line, which will be well after midnight tonight, probably towards sunrise tomorrow morning. Now, could some of those thunderstorms be strong this afternoon in the heat of the day? Because we've got a lot of sunshine out there this afternoon. That's not a good thing. You hear me say that all the time. And the answer is yes. We could have some strong thunderstorms this afternoon. We could even see a severe thunderstorm warning or two, or even a tornado warning this afternoon. But I don't anticipate widespread severe this afternoon. That will come with the main line that moves in here after midnight tonight and probably towards sunrise tomorrow. So let's look at tomorrow's forecast. From the Storm Prediction Center, we see that marginal risk will slip down into southeast Alabama, middle and southern Georgia, up across the Carolinas, and even down into Florida. But we don't think we're going to be looking at severe weather tomorrow. And then Monday, it's all gone. Maybe way down there around Miami and down into the Keys. We'll see a few thunderstorms, but we look good across East Alabama and West Georgia, and it's going to feel a lot like winter. They're going to be much colder by Monday. Daytime highs in the mid to upper 40s by Monday afternoon. All right, so here is the latest timing from the National Weather Service office at Birmingham on our severe potential for this evening. We see that enhanced risk up there across northwest Alabama, the slight risk across central and east central Alabama, stretching over into west central Georgia, and then basically from the I-85 corridor south and southeast, we're talking Auburn, Opelika, Montgomery, south. And in Georgia, we're talking probably LaGrange, south. We are looking at a marginal risk of severe weather. And the timing is over there on the right. So for East Alabama, West Georgia, and you Georgia folks, add an hour to this graphic because these are our central times. We're talking 8 p.m. through 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I really think that probably needs to be adjusted just a little bit. Right now, the timing looks closer to midnight before it starts to get into central and the northern part of East Alabama. And then it's going to be a very slow mover. We're going to see thunderstorms training over the same locations for hours once this all gets started late tonight into tomorrow morning. It's not going to be typically we see a cold front come in. It's a very thin line of strong thunderstorms. It's gone in 15 or 20 minutes. I don't think that's what we're looking at here. I think this is going to be a relatively wide band of storms, and it's going to be moving pretty slow, so we're going to see one storm right after another for several hours as this moves through late tonight into tomorrow morning. And then I'm thinking maybe we get the storms out of here around 3 or 4 a.m. for East Alabama and West Georgia. And then down there in southeast Alabama, it starts probably about 2 or 3 a.m. and runs through mid-morning tomorrow morning. That would be for Chambers and for most of Troup County down into Harris County over on the southeastern corner of our coverage area. So that's the way that is looking right now. Let's go ahead and jump over here to the Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar and show you what's actually taking place right now. We're in live severe mode now. So really, we start looking at what's actually happening to fine-tune the forecast as it moves closer to us. And you can see we already have a big mess to the north and northwest of the state of Alabama. And that we have showers and thunderstorms. This mess stretches all the way up into the Great Lakes region. Let me bring the radar current for you, and We're going to zoom in. First of all, you can see there's not a whole lot going on right now across East Alabama or West Georgia. We have had a few scattered showers there across Randolph County and up into Heard County. But you can see the clouds, too. We have a lot of broken clouds, and that's going to allow the atmosphere to warm up nicely as we go throughout the afternoon, and that's going to aid in the development of thunderstorms by this afternoon and tonight. The warmer we get today, the more juice these thunderstorms are going to have to work with by the time they make it into East Alabama and West Georgia. But let's go up here and take a look at what's going on just north of us right now. This is going to give us an indication of what we can expect to see tonight and into early tomorrow morning. And let me do a couple little quick maintenance things here. We want to take that off right there. Okay. All right, so you see the pink flashing box. That is a tornado watch that is now in effect for a good chunk of southwest Tennessee up through the Nashville area, and then it stretches all the way up toward Bowling Green in Kentucky up to near Richmond. And so that's a large area. It's a pretty good-sized tornado watch. And on the northern end of that, we see one tornado warning and a handful of severe thunderstorm warnings. That tornado warning is up there just north of Bowling Green, Kentucky. And then the severe thunderstorm warnings stretch back to the southwest along the leading edge of that line of thunderstorms. And we're beginning to see these storms intensify as we go on back down toward Jackson, Tennessee, and back down into the Memphis area. Now, south and west of Memphis, so far, we're not seeing much in the way of severe weather. And that would be the part of the line that will eventually make it into Alabama late this afternoon and during the overnight hours. So as you're watching the weather today, pay attention to what's happening in Arkansas. That is going to be the primary area of this line that will affect us across East Alabama and West Georgia after midnight tonight. And then notice all of this stuff out ahead of that main line of thunderstorms that's trying to get going late this morning and early this afternoon. Those are individual cells that are ahead of the main line, and we got to watch for some of those to potentially go heavy to marginally severe before the main line ever even gets here. So we got a long way to go. This is going to be a long-lived event, especially if we get stuff going this afternoon. Then we'll still have to deal with that main line during the overnight hours. So we're probably going to spend a good bit of time together over the next 12 to 24 hours here on Dr. Don's weather, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. So let me switch back to the Birmingham Doppler radar, and I want to take you in a little closer. First of all, you can see that we have showers there in downtown Atlanta, back off to on the eastern suburbs, eastern side of downtown Atlanta, and then some scattered showers across North Georgia. We've had that ongoing all night long up here. We're mostly cloudy, and that's going to help keep the temperature in check across the northern tier of Georgia, northern tier counties throughout the day. So I don't anticipate severe weather across North Georgia today, though we didn't anticipate those tornadoes yesterday afternoon either. So all bets are off with this storm system. It's pretty vigorous, and we need to pay very close attention to the weather today, tonight, and into tomorrow morning. All right, so looking at the local radar across East Alabama and West Georgia, we have some showers and thunderstorms to the southwest of Sylacauga, about to move up into southern Talladega County. Nothing severe right there. And then just some scattered light showers in Randolph County, up there around Woodland, and then back over to the west over there around Lake Wedowee. We see some scattered light showers there. Down into Chambers County over on the western side, a few very light showers. Same down there in southern Tallapoosa County, down there just north of Tallahassee. We see a few showers there as well. And then over in Georgia, just some scattered light stuff in northern Heard County, stretching on up toward the Atlanta metro area. So that's kind of where we're at this morning. We just wanted to do a quick live update to kind of bring you up to date on what's going on now and our thinking as we go throughout the remainder of the first day of 2022. This live broadcast will take the place of our normal primetime forecast that we typically have out by 7 or 8 o'clock every morning. We didn't do one this morning because we're just really now looking at data in live time. So if we had done a forecast this morning, literally within an hour, it would have been outdated. So we're in live mode now. So when you see me or see the notifications that we're live throughout the rest of today and tonight, be sure you click on it, share with all of your friends. Make sure that all of your friends and family members know, number one, that there is a threat of severe weather, primarily tonight, but we can't rule it out this afternoon. And make sure that they are weather aware. That is 90% of surviving severe weather is simply knowing it's taking place. Know where your safe place is inside your home and inside your business. That should be on the lowest floor, interior room, whether that be a closet or bathroom. Make sure that you have blankets, pillows, mattresses, anything you can think of that would help soften the blow of falling building material. Bed mattresses from a baby bed, futon mattresses, all great ideas. Also, make sure that you have hard-soled shoes for every member of the family in the event that you have to crawl out from fallen debris. Make sure you have some way of making noise. A whistle is a fantastic idea. You want to make sure you have bicycle helmets, football helmets, motorcycle helmets, anything to protect your head. Make sure you have a NOAA weather radio, and make sure that you have a good source of weather information, alert application on your phone so that you will get those notifications. DrDonWX.com. Click on the App Store and you can download the Dr. Don Weather app. And I also encourage you to maybe have more than one app on your phone. Redundancy, because we're dealing with technology here, and we know that cell towers can go down. We know that servers can sometimes have a hiccup, especially when there's a lot of data flowing through them during high severe weather situations. So more than one app is a good idea. Make sure your emergency alerts are turned on your phone. And unless you have purposely turned them off, then they are turned on. So there's no reason to check it unless you know for sure you have turned them off. And if you have turned them off, then you know how to go back in there and turn them on, if that makes sense. Now, you're not going to get a tornado watch. You're not going to get a severe thunderstorm warning through the built-in emergency alerts on your phone, but you will get tornado warnings. That's already built into your phone through the WIA system, and you will get those unless you've turned them off. And if you have, today would be a good day to go back in there and turn them back on just to make sure you get that notification. And go to one of your local box stores and get a NOAA weather radio. You've got time to do that this morning and this afternoon before the weather gets bad. Make sure you get some batteries to put in that thing. You can go to DrDonWX.com. There's a whole page dedicated to NOAA weather radio on our website, both for Alabama and Georgia. There's a map for both states. It will show you where the closest transmitter is to your location so that you'll know which frequency to program your radio to. They're relatively easy to program nowadays. There's instructions there on the website. So be sure you do that. That's a very important thing. Everybody should have a NOAA weather radio in their place of business and in their home. And that radio should be sitting beside your bed if you're planning on going to sleep tonight, so that it'll wake you up if we have a warning during the overnight hours. So I plan to be here with you throughout this entire event. We have got the black-eyed peas, the pork roast, and the collard greens going downstairs. We're going to have a great day. We're going to make the best of this, and we're going to bring you the severe weather coverage as we go throughout the evening here on Dr. Don's Weather. Not going to answer any questions right now. I see a lot of you are posting up there in the chat room, and I appreciate you. But this was meant to be a very quick update for you to bring you up to speed this morning. No doubt I'll be back with you several times this afternoon updating the weather, and we'll spend a little more time together then. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day. Happy New Year's to you from Dr. Don's Weather.